Okay, today's pod we're going to be talking about sale methods that as we don't use as Team Delaney. All right,
We don't recommend them.
we don't recommend them, but they're out there.
Yep.
All right, so first one, fixed price or asking price. Right?
Yeah. Interesting one. I know it used to get used a lot, especially in maybe a really dead market, with not a lot of buyers around. Generally speaking, with a fixed price, it's usually because the vendor is wanting a huge amount over market value for the property. It becomes an offers under price.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm yet to see someone offer the fixed price.
Yeah.
There's a fixed price on a property, they will generally offer under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the buyers don't generally care too much what the vendor wants. It's about what's the value to them. So if they're saying I want $1 million, every other house that's similar sold for 800, then they're probably going to offer 800 or less and get cheeky.
Yeah. So fixed price sale method is pretty much obsolete in our town.
Not used much.
You don't see it very often at all,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
I think there's far better methods to use. Why wouldn't you use an offers over rather than a fixed price? A fixed price, people are going to come, see the fixed price, and offer you less.
Yeah. Do the offers over and drive it over what their asking price would have been.
Correct.
That's what we love to do.
Simple. All right, that's fixed price gone.
Next one,
We're gonna
deadline
use that
sale.
one. Deadline sale. Oh, you see this a bit.
This is like a week tender.
Yeah. You see this a bit, right? There's a lot of agencies that use a deadline sale. Similar to a tender, right? No price, obviously. Buyers come in, first question is, so what do they want for it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We know that process, that we have to supply them with information of other sales that have happened in the area. We don't talk about the price. But from a vendor, because remember, as agents, we work for the vendor,
Yep.
right? Why would you use a deadline sale when you can use a tender?
Not sure. Because a tender, you've got advantages of the buyers not knowing if they're competing or not. You know that you can have 5 days to think about the offers that come in.
Yeah.
A deadline sale, and often they can be sold prior anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like you're removing the ability to compete anyway because someone can just buy it at any point.
Yeah.
And from a buyer's perspective, they're working towards a deadline and then suddenly it comes off trade me. Like, what happened there? Oh, it got sold.
Yeah. Yeah. I just get frustrated with deadline sale, personally. I think it's a cop-out.
Well, we know why they get used a lot, and it's because maybe the agents bought the listing, so maybe they've come in and they've overpromised.
Yeah.
And what they're doing in secret is actually trying to bring the vendor down in expectation over the first couple of weeks.
Or hopefully they get lucky.
They've said it's worth 750 when all they actually know it's worth 700.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is, the buyers only think it's worth 700, even though you've promised 750. So they do that, and then they get a price on it after that. Yeah. Whereas we just like to cut to the chase because you've spent some money on marketing, and you're going to burn it.
Yeah,
in the first couple of weeks.
The first 3 weeks of your marketing campaign is the key time. That's when all the meaningful buyers will generally come to a property. Deadline sales generally run for 3 weeks, as an average. So, okay, you got 3 weeks of no price marketing. From a vendor's point of view, there's no real vendor protection. You haven't got the 5 days, that you have in a tender. From a buyer's point of view, there's no real guidance from a value or price. And you can pull out at any time from a buyer's point of view. So from the vendor's point of view, that buyer might have submitted it at a deadline, but they can just pull it out before it's signed.
Yep.
Tender can't do that. So there's similar attributes to both tender and deadline, but from a tender's point of view, there's so much more protection for the vendor.
Yeah.
But also from the purchaser as well, because the terms and conditions are set out in the tender document.
Yeah.
On a deadline sale using a standard sale and purchase agreement, you have to sign a multi-offer form, right, if you're in competition. So it's basically using all the standard conditions that you would use in an offers over campaign. So why not put a price on it
Yeah.
for that property?
Yeah. Even if you're a vendor and you're wanting more than what it's probably worth.
Yeah.
Give it a go. At least you might get some people there that can actually afford it and they can tell you,
But if you don't want to put a price on it because those is unique or it's got some special attributes, then tender.
Yeah.
Don't use a deadline sale.
And the last one, price by negotiation.
Oh, the old secret.
Again,
The old secret sale.
this is like a weak offers over campaign. And if you're a buyer, especially a first-time buyer, the word negotiation probably scares the crap out of you.
Yeah.
You're walking into a home, you've got no experience, and it's by negotiation. You're dealing with someone that does this every day, and you know that, I'm going to have to negotiate with this man, this
Or lady.
scary guy, Glenn,
Yeah.
or lady. So even the word, I think, puts people off, buyers attending. And then it's like, well, again, what's it worth? What do they want?
Yeah. Well, I think we understand that the first thing that we know that buyers will ask someone who's selling price per negotiation, so what do they want for it?
Yeah.
It's the first thing they're going to ask.
They're going to come in, and instead of looking at the property and thinking, I like this property, and if I could get it for that or a bit more, I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
Instead, they come in, they have a conversation with the agent who's trained not to talk about price.
Yeah.
If they're good.
If they're good.
Right.
Exactly.
And then they're a bit frustrated because they haven't got a price. And then they go look at the house and they go, well, I like it, but I don't know if I can afford it.
No. And we know from our experience that less people will turn up to a property that is marketed with no price.
Yep.
Right. So sale methods that we don't recommend would be deadline sale,
Price by negotiation,
and fixed price.
Yep.
Use the 3 key selling methods that we use week in, week out. Mostly offers over.
Yep.
Tell people what they want. Tell the buyers want to know. Draw the line in the sand as a vendor. You're going to get a better result 9 times out of 10.
Every time.
If you've got a unique property, then look at a tender. If it's an active peak market and the financial climate allows,
And the bank's just handing out cash.
banks hand out cash, get an auction going, get some live competition, let that human nature of the fear of losing kick in, and you'll get a good result.